is Alchemist 2, and I'm back again with another anime review. This is actually an OVA review. It's High School of the Dead, Drifters of the Dead. It's a very short episode. Of course, that's Psycho on the cover, and I absolutely love her. And it's the back. Of course, you can tell it's going to be nothing but fan service. And the cover from the opening, you probably recognize that from the opening sequence of High School of the Dead. I actually have to admit something. Even though I loved the series, I really didn't care that much for this particular one. It's an addendum to what happens afterward. And I was content just to leave it as it was with the ending, because the ending for me was satisfactory, even though I wanted to see more of the series. But this is just fan service. It was as bad or even worse than Ecchi. It reminded me of Natsuno Arashi 2, which I loved Natsuno Arashi, but the second version of it was absolutely horrible. I mean, is this nothing but well-endowed women in swimsuits and giggling and bouncing everywhere, and then it had this kind of Star Trek twist where they were all around the campfire, and there was a hallucinogenic property to the the wood that they were burning, so they all fall under that kind of influence. And I thought, why is this reminding me of possible plots for Eros, for one thing, or possible plots for porn? Yeah, I mean, it got to the point where it could have almost been hentai, but it really wasn't. It was very ecchi. Yeah, Psycho admits that she's been aching so long to tell Takashi how she feels. Yeah, we know that from watching the original series. We're not idiots. Ugh, but I love High School of the Dead, don't get me wrong. It's a really absolutely tremendous, phenomenal, astronomically done series. But this is, I just didn't care for it. I mean, if you're into this kind of thing, if you like girls in swimsuits and well-endowed women are your thing, I mean, there's some humor involved. I laughed, but most of the time I was just watching it and just shaking my head and thinking, oh, why did they do an OVA? I mean, it was unnecessary. I mean, maybe for the fans, perhaps, and making prepubescent boys happy, or young male otaku, or just young males in general happy with a bunch of jiggling. But jiggle! Oh, sorry, I had to do that. Oh, goodness. Okay, my mind went off in a very odd direction there. It's just, this plot has been overdone and overused in so many different forms of media that it's just absolutely inane. But I don't know. It's not the worst thing I've seen. I've seen far worse than this. There was no blood in it at all. It's just a lot of scantily clad women. And Hirano was in one of those gym swimsuits like you see in the high school animes, and you know, he actually proved himself to be a man in this, and I really liked that, because he caught dinner, and I thought, yes, Just like Les Stroud in the wilderness, he proves that he can survive, and all the while, Takashi does nothing but look pretty, and he's wearing a Speedo, which, as a young woman with hot blood, yeah, I can admit that I did enjoy seeing that. But it's mostly, in this case, it's mostly about the women and how beautiful they are. Looks don't last forever, people. Well, listen, if in case you hydrate and you exercise and you eat the correct foods and you laugh plentifully, then you will age gracefully like a fine wine. But other than that, it's no. Nothing that I can say anything good about. At the most I'll give it 2 stars. I mean, there's no plot at all in this except it's what happens after they've gone through everything they've gone through. You see the events from the anime itself. That's why watch the anime first and then the OVA. If you want to, I wouldn't recommend it, but I'm not even going to give it a thumbs up. I'll give it a thumbs down. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's just not really my cup of tea, so to say. It's just really nothing more than fan service and ecchi. And the most ecchi thing I've seen would be We Without Wings. But We Without Wings had plot, and it had excellent characters, excellent development, and it was extremely random. I mean, it had all this spontaneity that I wasn't expecting, and it was funny. It was kind of like a mixture of Excel Saga, which I really enjoyed, and Excel Saga had a lot of different things going on at once and covered all the different genres, and it was clever and very witty in the way it was done, and the humor was just absolutely sensational, and I really appreciated that because I actually got it. I understood, even though I'm a Gaijin. I've studied Japan enough years that I really can appreciate their humor, and I love their humor. I just think it's one of the most wonderful things in the world. It's different kind of humor, but a humor that I have come to respect and enjoy, and I'm glad that they have a sense of humor. It's probably one of the reasons why they've lived so long, but humor is one of the keys to living a long, healthy life, my friends. Trust me. But this is just really not worth anybody's time. It's 15 minutes of absolute IQ killer, but what else can I say? It's fan service.